Hello, you guys, and welcome to our first featured Businesswoman of the Month interview. We are interviewing our cover model and story, Miss June Marie Outlaw. And if you're following her on Facebook, you can find her under June Tillman. And if you're on Instagram, she is the SheKnows Experience and Over the Hump Academy. So we are going to bring Miss June Outlaw on, Miss June Marie on, and we're going to talk to her about what it was like to start her business, be in business, and be a Black woman doing business in this world. So without further ado, let's welcome to our show, Miss June Marie Outlaw. Hello, Miss June Marie.
Hello, Cami Red. How are you?
I'm wonderful. How are you today?
I'm absolutely marvelous.
So tell the people about your business name, and what it is that you hope that you spread, or the information or the services you're providing with your business.
So, I have two businesses. I'm the founder of Over the Hump Academy, which is my etiquette platform. And then I'm also the founder of the SheKnows Experience, which is my coaching platform. So, I'll start off with the SheKnows Experience. It's really honestly a community for women to talk about faith, family, finances, and relationships. And on that platform, it's a community. It's about building relationships. And what I do on that platform, I have co hosts on that platform. And I really look for the newly entrepreneur that's looking to have a voice. So I have my audience and I give them a voice on there to co host with me. I really just let them host. It just says co host, but I let them host and take over because, that's what it's about. So that builds up their like, knowing, trust. It's just basically a collaboration. Collaboration works best for both parties. So it's
Absolutely.
so they gain and I gain, so we gain together as a community. So that's what the SheKnows Experience is about. I have three signature coaching programs, and it's basic. The signature programs are Purpose to Profit. That's taking your purpose, your God given talent, and turn it into your profit. And then I have Motivation to Inspiration. And basically, what that means is turning your motivation into inspiration. So you can stay in a motivation stage for a very long time. You can be motivated, you can write the same things in your journal over and over, but no action or execution is behind that. So that's when we say, okay, we're going to take the motivation and now we're going to be inspired. Because once you're inspired, honestly, you won't stop. So, and then I have growth and development, because you should never stop growing in development as a person and especially as a business owner. And that's what the SheKnows Experience is about. Over the Hump Academy is all things etiquette, and I teach etiquette to the youth. So I'm basically the resource for the nonprofit and the organization. So I am not a nonprofit organization. I'm the plug.
You the plug.
I'm the plug for them. My niche is dining etiquette, and I like wardrobe etiquette, hygiene etiquette, body language etiquette, all things etiquette when it comes to that. But my target audience is the youth. I will teach to, of course, to adults, corporations, but the youth, and I would say corporate, like business etiquette, will be my target audience and my niche.
Awesome. Now, let me ask you, how did your 20 years of experience in property management and real estate equip you to create and manage the She Knows experience?
So that's a good question. So in property management, honestly, you have to meet everybody where they at. And
Mhm.
you are all things to all people, which may not be good. But if you have the personality for it, go for it. It's always something. So it's not just as a property manager you get your rent paid and you talk about issues in your account. It's being that listening ear to the person that just needs somebody to listen to. It's I've walked into apartments where there is dead bodies inside there, all different type of things. So with that, I feel like with the SheKnows Experience, because we're working with so many different individuals with different backgrounds, um, I'm able to meet anybody where they at, honestly, with a smile,
Love
and
it.
just be very relatable.
Love it. Now, in our pre interview, you talked about learning by doing being a challenge. Can you share a specific example of a lesson you learned through trial and error and how it shaped your current business practices?
All of them. So everything in business was trial and error. I'll start off with Canva. So I did not like Canva. Canva was not my friend. I actually had my life coach introduce me to Canva, and I was like, "What is this? This is foreign." She was like, "June, just try it, just try it." And I was like, "I don't want to. I don't want to try it." She was like, "I'm telling you, it's best to try it, do your trial and error, and then when you're able to build your business, you have somebody do that for you. But at least you know the back end and you have an idea."
Hmm.
And I was like, that sounds good, but I'm not sure if I want to do that. That's not my ministry. I tried it and I was like, oh, Canva is now my friend. Now, do I still like doing it? Absolutely not. I don't. That's not my thing. But do I know how to do it? Yes. So on average, if it takes, like for you example, if you could go in and you could do flyers in 30 minutes, I could do them in an hour in 30 minutes. Right?
Right.
So, but I put myself out there and I
Yeah.
learned from trial and error. So that's just like, that's a small example. And then, of course, when you're doing business with different organizations, it's just like with my pricing, I learned like to really just know my value and my worth and to set my price without any hesitation and just learn that everybody is not going to be your audience.
Mm.
So and how I did that with just trial and error is I feel as much as you invest in you is how much your price can be. So I've invested in myself. I've taken certification courses. I've taken business courses. I had people that mentored me in the industry. So I furthered my career by learning and paying for these activities. And I feel like if I pay for these activities, then the price is going up.
Yeah. I don't
And
blame you.
that, right. And that's how I learned to do my pricing and to gauge my pricing. And that was one of the biggest lessons that I honestly learned and I'm still learning.
Okay. Now, how does your faith play a role in your business decisions and overall approach to entrepreneurship?
So, God is the business, right? You have to seek Him for clarity and understanding. There are so many things that I wanted to do with my business, but guess what? That wasn't God's plan for my business.
Hmm.
And as much as I did not want to let it go, I had to because it was not in alignment with my future with my vision that God has for me, not that I have for me, that God has for me. So you really just have to trust, you have to have discernment and you have to really trust that God is speaking to you, but you have to invite him in your business so he can lead you and direct you on the right path. And you have to have strong faith to do that because it could be a lot of things that you want to do. And it's like, oh, keep trying. I keep trying. Okay, this is not the month for that. This is not the year for that.
Hmm.
When God is really saying, no, it's not for you.
It's not yours.
It's not yours. It's for somebody else. It's not. It's for you to give
To
that
help
wisdom and
someone
that
else. Yeah.
exactly and give that wisdom and knowledge to somebody else. And I still have some things that I'm like, if it's not for me, I don't know. I'm not telling.
No. I'm
But
keeping it to myself.
I'm gonna keep
Okay.
it to myself between
'Cause
my
I'm,
journey and I.
I'm still gonna try to do it. But
Yeah, I am. I'm gonna just try it in a different season. It's not my
yep.
season for that. That's fine. But you have to have strong faith.
Yes.
You have to have strong faith to run a business. And once you start solely relying on God, it becomes so natural for you to run your business. So faith is the number one. That was a really good question.
Yeah. All right. Now, the She Knows Experience offers complimentary virtual experiences. How do you ensure that these experiences remain engaging and valuable in a crowded virtual landscape? And what strategies do you use to foster genuine connections amongst your participants?
Well, oh, Cammy, that was a lot. So first, I'll break it up into pieces, and if I miss something, let me know.
Okay.
Honestly, you have to be vulnerable, and you have to be able to ask for help, which
Yeah.
always does not feel good, right? So you have to be able to ask for help, but you also have to ask for the right help because it's not meant for everybody to help you, and everybody is
Mhm.
not able to help you. So you have to find that, and then you have to be genuine. So when you are seeking individuals, like when I seek people to co-host on Wind Down Wednesday, I am very genuine and strategic about who I pick, and their why is very important to me, because
Okay.
that also, you have to be in alignment as well. So that would be one of the ways as well. And then what did I miss? Did I miss one?
Keep going.
Okay, all right. So you have to do that. And then you have to, building a community and having a relationship is key. So you have to engage with other individuals, other businesses, and you have to, I believe you have to sow where you want to grow.
Yes.
So for example, I sowed a seed inside of for a conference of actually my coach and a really good friend of mine. She's a friend and a coach. You sow where you want to grow. So one day I want to have, no, one day I am going to have an annual conference for the SheKnows Experience. So you have to be able to learn and grow from other individuals, take their trial and error into consideration when you're starting yours, and you
Hmm.
have to sow in that particular area genuinely where you want to grow, and just be strategic about it and be transparent about what you're looking to learn. And like I said, you have to hire help, and you have to say what you're good at, what your strong area is, and you have to grow your team.
Those are all very true statements, you guys. Now,
Mhm.
what sets the She Knows experience apart from other platforms or other communities aimed at empowering women? And how does that difference benefit your members?
There's only one me. What you mean? I mean, come on. In the most humbling voice I can give you, there's only one June Marie. So there's nobody that can do it just like me.
That's true.
That's just what it
That's
is.
true. Yep. I feel the same way.
And
So
not too many people are bold enough to say that,
yep,
or they may, and I'm not knocking them, they may not have the confidence to say
to
that, and
say that. Yep.
that's okay too. That's when they could call me to
I was
get
just
in
gonna say that's when they
conference.
can call you too,
That's
because
when
you
they could
got
call
confidence coaching classes.
classes, right?
Yes,
And that doesn't mean that I don't have moments where I'm not discouraged, self sabotaging, where I'm not scared. But at the end of the day, I'm June Marie Outlaw, the founder of the She Knows Experience. Nobody else can do it like me, because God created me to
for
walk
that.
in my purpose.
That's
That's
right.
just what it is. That was
All right.
good. That was a good question.
Yeah, okay. How does the mission of bringing women together to connect and collaborate shape the specific programs and offerings of the She Knows experience?
The mission behind the She Knows Experience is being transparent and authentic in who you are as a person, and being genuine. So I genuinely want to see every woman win that applies themselves. I mean that. Like, I want to see all women win. I want you to put the work in. I want you to go through the good times, the bad times. I want you to put that work in. That's my mission, and I lead by that. I stand 10 toes down on that. That's who I am by nature as a person. There's no pretend. I'm on there like, this is who I am. It's either you take it or you leave it.
That's right. Now, building a strong community is clearly central to the She Knows experience. What are the key ingredients for creating a thriving and supportive community, particularly one that's virtual?
So it's the connections. It's the connections that you make. It's your vision. It's really your why. So for me, the why, it took me a little while to figure out what I really wanted to do in the She Knows Experience. I
Hmm.
had an idea, but I wasn't sure how to piece it together.
Okay.
I was very unclear about which direction I was going to go, because honestly, I was worried about all the wrong things. I was worried about how I'm going to make money. Are people going to like it? Like, I was worried about all of those things. And in all reality, it's just like, no, show up as yourself,
Hmm.
build your community, and build something that you are looking for, or build something that there's a lack of,
Yes.
because there's always going to be that person that's like somebody, I have a good friend, she's also a coach. She has an empty nesters group. So it's just like she built the community that she was actually what she was going through. She was an empty nester, so she built that tribe. So build your tribe. I was very new to Nashville, and I'm like, I want people here. So I started building my tribe in Nashville, and then I was like, you know what? I really don't like keeping still. I want to go to a lot of different states. I love networking. So now I need to network in Georgia, Texas, in Mexico, anywhere. So then I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
okay, I have to put myself out there more. And once I start building those connections and giving other women that live in different states my platform, that's building up my community and building up their community. So it's basically building up a She Knows experience within a She Knows experience. So you have your own experience and I have my experience. So we're building experiences on top of experiences.
For women to,
I'm sorry,
yes.
you have to be smart.
Mm-hmm. You do.
You have to be you have to be creative,
Yes,
right? Because we're all not creative and that's okay.
that is
Because
okay.
that's not that person's ministry, but creativity and having a vision, that's my ministry.
Love it. Love it. Now,
Mhm.
beyond financial investments, what other forms of self investment have been crucial to your personal and professional growth?
What other besides financial investments? Hmm. I'm a financial person, Cammy. Let's see.
I know it, but you
You,
you do self development. You just attended a conference here
yeah.
in
So
Atlanta, so those are investments, self investments as well.
right. So I feel like if I could be totally honest, so like when I have a conversation with you, that's an investment. So if you have helped me further in my journey because you've been a businesswoman longer than myself. So I feel like being humble enough to know that what, let me listen to her experiences. Like we're having a conversation and you're dropping jewels for free.
Mhm.
Right. So it's just
Yeah,
like take them and apply it. And then if you're not sure how to apply it, ask a question.
yeah,
So you have to be open minded and that's where the humble part comes in. Now before, humble wasn't my word. That's not my word, right? But I've learned to be humble in business and learn from other individuals that are doing things that you just didn't think of,
hmm,
or that you don't know how to do, that you don't have any knowledge on, and just learn overall, learning by doing.
okay. Now, balancing business demands with your personal life is a struggle we all face. You and I both talk about it. Now, you mentioned hiring a virtual assistant. What other strategies or routines have you found helpful in maintaining that balance?
So as bad as I really didn't want to do this, but I had to put a team in place. And
Hmm.
I don't want to say I didn't want to do it because I was selfish. It was just more out of fear of nobody's going to run your business the way you run your
That's
business.
right.
So you have to put that first and foremost on the top of your head. They're not going to run it like June Marie because they're not June Marie, and it's not every aspect of the business is not supposed to be ran how I want it unless it wouldn't be a community.
Hmm.
That would be a little closed minded. So that was one of the biggest journeys that I had to do, was actually pray about the team, on the back end and the front end, of who is passionate about this and who wants it. How bad do you want it? Who wants it just as bad as me, but maybe through a different lens? Like they may say, no, maybe this may work. As long as they don't change the brand, then being open to that can be very challenging. But you're not able to change the brand now. Don't change the brand. That's not an option.
Yes,
But you have to build a team. And then honestly, you have to build a team that is looking to learn and grow as well from
that's
you.
right.
Right. So therefore, because let's just be honest, the first couple of years in business can be slow financially or not exactly in the place that you want it to be. So when you're building this team, it's just like, how can we make this work for both of us? I'm
Yeah.
building, I'm not able to pay you, but like you stated, pay doesn't always mean financial.
Mm-hmm.
So I could put you on the front end of my platform so we can draw some clients to you as well, because every client is not for me.
That's right.
So that's how, and when you pick your team, it's just like, what does this person bring to the table that maybe is not your strong area?
Okay. All right,
Mhm.
let's talk a little bit about the future. We've talked about everything else. Looking ahead, you envision yourself speaking globally. What specific topics or messages are you most passionate about sharing with a wider audience? And how do you plan to tailor those messages for different cultural contexts?
So, my number one go to for speaking would be confidence, because I feel like that's something that I can talk about naturally. And I'm very passionate about, like, you can do it. You can do
Hmm.
anything that you put your mind to it, right? You can do it. So I'm going to always, I feel like no matter what part of the country that you're in, you can always nourish your confidence a little bit more. So it'll be very relatable, very understandable, and we're going to achieve the goal as long as you're ready to put the work in.
Okay. Okay. Now get with it.
Get it?
All right. Reflecting on your journey, what is the single most fulfilling aspect of being an entrepreneur? And how does it connect to the impact you hope to make through the She Knows experience?
That was good. That almost brought like a little tear to my eye.
You know I'm good for them good questions now.
That was so that was good. And the reason why I say that is because 2024 has been it was an amazing year for both of my businesses. To look back, I think one of my biggest moments is when I look back in a journal that I wrote in 2018. And I wrote in the journal that I wanted to have my journal called A Journal for Your Journey.
And you got it now.
And it's 2025. And now that journal is on Amazon. Now that journal is on my website. And it was like, that was like my moment, like, oh, you can do this. And it's also a part of my coaching in reference to motivation into inspiration, because I was motivated. I've always been motivated, but I have not always been inspired. So when you hit that mark and it's like, oh, I'm able to cross off these things because I have now put the work in and executed, that was one of my biggest moments. And moving forward, it becomes easier and easier, because that's how you build your confidence up.
Yes.
Your confidence in your faith, it comes from having a faith story and a confidence story. It's just like the same way I got 3 ticket sales to an event that I'm having on Saturday. That build up my confidence that, you know what, now I can sell 3 more this week. So
Yep.
the more you do, that's why I tell people all the time, just like Nike said, do
Just
it.
do it. Just
Just
do
do it,
it.
because it's gonna get better.
It's
You
gonna
always
get
learn.
easier.
It's gonna get easier, and it's gonna come natural. But what I had to learn was to be consistent, no matter what it looks like. No matter when you go live, if nobody shows up. No
Hmm.
matter when you have an event that you did, if you don't sell out, that doesn't mean that you stop. That means that you just revisit and say, okay, now let me get some more marketing underneath my belt to see. So like this event that I'm having, my sips and blends, I was like, I had to dig out my marketing book and was like, what can I do? I'm like, you know what? Perfume. I may not celebrate, but it's Valentine's Day on what, February 14th.
Hmm.
So let me do sips and blends prior to Valentine's Day, because now you're going to take that kit that you leave home with and you're going to spray that on
You're
Valentine's
gonna
Day.
be spraying that on yourself for the
You're going to
dude.
be you're going to be
You won't
spraying
be
it. So
trying to be cute.
you're going to be
It's,
all fancy
you
for
got
your
a
partner, your
signature
spouse.
scent with your pheromones and
Exactly.
everything.
So
Listen.
that's how you learn. That's how you learn when to have an event, when it's the right time. And then, I mean, Galentine. That's what they say. That's the new thing, right? I don't really,
Right.
not my thing, but it's the world's
It's
thing.
a world thing.
So let's do it. This is what's gonna work, and I'm gonna be able to bring women together. We're gonna have a good time, and they're gonna experience a part of me, and I'm experiencing a part of them. Let's do it. So you have to be strategic, but that's the only way that can be done is from learning, trial
Mhm.
and error.
Absolutely. This is my last question for you, June. How
Okay.
has your identity as a Black woman influenced your approach to entrepreneurship and business growth?
So as a Black woman, I think most Black women, any woman can agree to this. Black women, we strong.
We is.
We are strong. We are strong and we are powerful, right? That's just who we are. No matter good, right, wrong, indifferent, that's part of my identity of who I am as a person. That's part of my ancestors. That's part of my grandmother, my great grandmother. So it's really just standing tall on that and just know that you really can do anything, because look how much our grandparents and great grandparents and our ancestors, look how much they took. Because
Look how much they
I couldn't,
endured. Yeah.
I couldn't have been them back then. I don't know if I would have stood that tall. So if they could do it, then it's just like it's a no-brainer for us as a Black woman to make it do what it do.
I love it because that's exactly how I feel. I'm like, listen, we got to look at what our grandmothers, our great grandmothers, our great great grandmothers went through. And we have to just say, thank God we were not born during that time. And thank
Exactly.
God that they stood tall and fought so that we could, they crawled so that we could run. Okay.
Oh, that was good. I like that. And that's just the fact to it. So I feel like that's my that's what represent me as a Black woman. If they could do it, why can't I? And
Yeah,
they, like you said, they endured so much more. So these little baby things that we have to tackle out here, we got this.
we got it.
We got it. Hmm.
Well, June, I want to say thank you so much for being our featured businesswoman of the month of January. You started our 2025 year off right, where we're going to be teaching people how to turn their purpose into profit.
That's
And
right.
you are the cover of our premiere issue of the Dear Black Woman magazine. So we are super excited about that as well. That'll be coming out on June the 10th. I mean, no, January the 10th. Look at me already in 6 months.
But you already in June. That's because you have something planned for June. That's why. I already know. We probably doing a retreat or something. Something is happening in June.
You notice I don't have no cover for June yet, either, right?
Mm-hmm. Something happened in June. And I just also I want to thank you as well, because what you're doing and building this platform, that's beautiful. And I want to leave you with something, if I may.
Oh, I get something too.
You get something as well, because guess what? You are the person, the woman, the Black woman that put this together, right? So don't forget to feature yourself on your magazine.
I'm not. I'm not. I got a surprise for y'all coming.
Okay.
I'm gonna pull a
Because
Watch this. I'm gonna pull a Oprah on y'all. Okay.
Okay. Okay, because that's important too, because you never forget who you are as well while you're over
Yes.
here building up everybody else and, promoting their business or giving them the platform to have that space. Don't ever forget about yourself.
Thank you. I appreciate that. You know how much I love you. So
I
thank
love you too.
you. All right, you guys. Thank you, June, for joining us. Thank you for being our featured businesswoman of the month this month. June, tell people where they can find you on your socials, which socials you're on, how to follow you, how to reach out to you, all of that.
Okay, so you can follow me on Facebook. That's my main platform. And that's going to be June Tillman, which is my maiden name. And then you can also follow me on Instagram, and it's Over the Hump Academy. And then you can also follow me on Instagram for the SheKnows Experience. She knows Experience. You can follow me there as well. But my main platform is Over the Hump Academy and June Tillman on Facebook.
All right, Miss June, thank you so much for joining us again today. And we are super excited about our premiere issue of the Dear Black Woman magazine with your face on it, talking about you. I'm so excited. Thank you so much for contributing to our project and what we're doing for Black women all over the world. So we're grateful for that.
You're welcome and thank you.
All right, you guys, this has been another episode of Featured Black Businesswomen of the Month. Join us next month. Our featured businesswoman next month is Miss Alicia Hurt. So I am looking forward to talking to Alicia and showcasing what she's doing in business. And I know she's doing some wonderful things. She's opening up a maternal wellness center here in Georgia. So I can't wait to talk to Alicia. Thank you again, June, for sharing your insight and inspiration and yourself with us tonight on Dear Black Woman magazine. You guys have a great evening, and thank you so much for joining us.